Hello, John. This is your one-to-one witch activation. As you requested, it is a recorded session, and thank you so much for booking this, especially on the back of joining the one-to-one Awaken, not one-to-one, the Awaken the Witch Within masterclass. I absolutely love that you took the initiative and really dived deep into the healing of that witch wound last week, and you felt something and saw something from within that you jumped straight on and wanted to address. So I applaud you for doing that, and I'm so grateful to hold this session for you. Yeah, and it's an honor. I've already been getting some visuals and some downloads. I've had to be like, wait. Wait till I'm ready to sit down and guide this one. So yeah, I'm excited. Um, so I'll just go through what it was that you requested, first of all. Um, so as I mentioned already, recorded only in the kind of style of a meditation so that you can lay down and just receive this. I really love that as well. Um, so you had an experience of seeing yourself and feeling yourself as a witch with a fire in your heart, and that you want to travel to that past life experience. And you gave me the permission to support in any healing, integration, and activation of this heart fire and understand this superpower and the connection that it has to your throat. Very fitting on a video that I've done today. Um, you also mentioned that if we both agree, you're happy to share this publicly. Um, so that's all good. And what I'll share, oh, you also said that you are happy for this to not be the full 90-minute session. You're happy for it to be an hour. Thank you for that, but I can't guarantee that it will only be an hour. It could be the full amount of time. It just depends where we travel to and how deep it goes. But thank you for your permission. Those are all bullet pointed your points. And I'm not going to tell you what's been coming through in visions, as I have done before. We're going to travel there together. But I'll just explain to you what we're going to do. So with the one-to-one witch activation, it was channeled to me to do it in a very specific order. So in the beginning, we talk about your intention, which we've done, and what it is that you want to do and achieve. And this service and offering in particular is with the specific intention of healing a past life. So this is not suitable for someone who doesn't want to do that. And I'm sharing this because if it does get shared publicly, it will be a great space for me to also explain that this particular offering is very much we share about the intention, and then in a moment when I'm ready, we'll set up the safe space and dive straight into traveling to this past life and doing the healing and the integration. And then once that's done, once we travel back, I do a 6-card spread. 3 cards honor the darkness and 3 cards honor the light. At the moment, the darkness cards are always the same decks, and the light cards are always guided to me for the individual for the session. And these cards are to help you with your integrative steps and any messages to help you for moving forwards. And just to differentiate the difference between this and a soul expansion, when we do the soul expansion, we actually do a full oracle reading before the session. Okay, so we will begin going on the journey. So I'm going to set up a safe space for us. Please do get comfy. You can lay down if you really want to go into it for this, or sitting wherever you feel the most comfortable. We really want to come into the heart. So let's do some shoulder rolls. Opening up the heart. And then take a breath in and bring the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, let them drop down. Taking a big, deep breath into the heart space. Holding for a moment or two to really activate and expand that heart energy. Exhaling, releasing any fear, doubt, worry, anxiety. Breathing into the heart space. Breathing out anything that is holding us back at this moment from being and showing up as our most authentic selves. Breathing into the heart. And exhaling, releasing anything that no longer serves our highest timelines and our highest selves at this time. Really connecting into this beautiful heart stargate. Feeling that sparkling vortex of loving light energy. And from our hearts, from the stargate of our hearts, we're sending up a beam of light. A beam of light that is as fluid and flowing as water, but as strong as iron. Sending it up from our hearts, through our central channel, through our throats, through our third eyes, up through our crown, sending these beams of love from our hearts, this channel of love, all the way up, connecting in to the multiverse, the soul source, the one true source of creation, of unity consciousness. Allowing our hearts to soften and to open even more as we set the intention to receive knowledge and wisdom and messages, guidance, hearing and clearing, healing and clearing from the celestial realms, from our guides, from higher vibrational frequencies, that which is in service of our highest good. And as we exhale, allowing this wave of energy from source to flow down, entering in the crown of our head, lighting up every single cell of our being with remembrance, fully stranded DNA activation, cleaning, clearing, and healing anything that is in service of our highest good at this time. And now that we are connected to the one true eternal source of all life, we're now going to connect downwards, grounding our energy into the earth. From the stargate of our hearts, sending down this strong beam of light through our navel centers, down the central channel, through our sacral, through our roots, and out through the base of our spine like an anchor, pulsating down into the earth, all the way down until these roots from our heart connect into the very heart of the Earth Mother Goddess Gaia. She sends waves of love, and if we choose, we can send it back, and gratitude for this sense of safety, stability, and ancient, deep wisdom that only the earth holds. breathing in this connection. And as we exhale, traveling all the way back up into our hearts, allowing this wave of love, nurturing energy from Mother Earth to merge with our hearts. Breathing in the source of love of this universe and breathing in the source of love from this earth, merging with our own source of love in our hearts, and then expanding this energy outwards around each of us individually to begin with. If you choose, you can weave this light around you, weaving a golden web, making it into a cocoon, all the way around each of us, a few meters out, so that it protects our physical bodies and our auric energy fields, so that we have these strong energy shields of love around each of us, for which we set the intention that only beings, energies, and entities, with our permission, with our highest good, with our love, with our compassion, can see us, access us, exist within us, or have any influence over us. All other beings, energies, and entities must leave immediately. And we invite in, as this is a one-to-one witch activation, and due to the nature of the request of the healing, inviting in our kind, loving, benevolent ancestors who are here to support us in walking our highest timelines, particularly those in our matriarchal lineage, to help us and support us in healing the witch wound, individually, but more importantly, collectively. Thank you. Inviting in our guides. I'll give you a moment to invite in your guides by name. Inviting in our highest selves, the highest dimensional aspect of our soul, and inviting in aspects of us across dimensions and across space and time, so that we may travel with ease and with grace in this healing and this activation and this remembrance today. Inviting in the one true soul source of love and creation, inviting in Mother Earth, inviting in our guardian angels, and I will also invite in Archangel Michael to assist with protection today. And I'm being called actually today to invite in Gaia as a goddess, as an earthly goddess, inviting her in specifically to assist with the healing today, because this is going to be a very earthly rooted healing. Thank you. And we set the intention for protection, guidance, clearing and healing, inner knowing, wisdom, trust, activation, and of course, love, forgiveness, compassion. Thank you. And now to create a safe space. Wow, I'm seeing dragons everywhere. Now to create a safe space around this session, I'm now sending out, weaving these golden lights, golden threads of light like ribbons, flaming gold energy that is of the highest vibrational frequency of love, until I have created this dome, this chrysalis around each of us and around this one-to-one witch activation, past, present, and future, protecting across timelines and across dimensions and across frequencies, so that we're protected now in this moment as I record this, and as many times as John chooses to receive this recording, and to any space and time and dimension that we travel to together. And I invite in to this space, this safe space surrounding this session today, all of our guides that we've invited in, our kind, loving ancestors, our guardian angels, our higher selves, the highest vibrational aspects of ourselves, of our souls, Archangel Michael, Gaia as a goddess, the one true source of love, and the vibrational frequency of the earth, from the center of the earth, the heart of the earth, and all other guides or beings that we may have invited in on a one-to-one basis to be here to assist us today for this journey. And I set the intention for protection. Whilst we travel to this past life where John remembers being a witch with a fiery heart, and to help to understand, heal, integrate, and reactivate this superpower. So I ask for all guides in the protection of this space to support us in the guidance, the understanding, the inner wisdom, and of course with the healing process. And may this journey be safe and graceful and full of that deep earthly wisdom and understanding. And so it is. And now, from this safe space, if you remember that place in the forest where we journeyed to together in the Awaken the Witch Within masterclass, the remnants and the energy of that bonfire that we danced around is still there. It is waiting for us to return. So meeting you there in that astral realm, feeling our feet back on the earth in this open space in the forest, in this safe space where we meet before we go on a journey. Feeling your feet back on that familiar land where we held that ritual and that ceremony for our ancestors, which is now calling you back, John. And you answered the call to go deeper. So you're being called back, and we are being called there together to return now to the bonfire. And because we activated the energy of this bonfire with a group ceremonially, the energy of this fire, the flames will never burn out. And this is a space where we can travel to now if we wish to do specific ancestral healing and past life healing. And as we approach the fire, I'm going to ask Elmara to join me for this journey today because she is very much rooted deeply into my own witch wound healing and my connection to the earth and the lands and the spirits and the ancestors. And she has been with me through so many of my own healings through many lifetimes. So I'm inviting Elmara to be with us today. And John, I'm inviting one of your guides forwards. And I must be honest with you, Maya has already been coming through to me before even opening this space. She was just sharing some insights with me regarding the vision that I had previously, prior to this session, the foresight that I had. So welcoming in Maya, and welcoming in John's higher self, my higher self, and Elmara. Welcoming in Gaia, the goddess spirit of Gaia, and welcoming in Archangel Michael. And we are all here together around this bonfire, which now very much just looks like the ashes of a circle of a bonfire, but the energy is still very much there. And both Maya and Elmara have guided me that today, for this specific healing and this specific journey to a past life, we're going to use the fire, we're going to reactivate it into a ring of fire to create a portal. And they've told me the specific steps to do this and that we will be safe in doing so. But it will be an honouring of a certain lineage of witches who are in both of our bloodlines, who very, very much revered and worshipped the energy of fire. So as I have called forth my guide Elmara and John's guide Maya, Gaia and Archangel Michael, setting the intention in a moment that we are going to reactivate and reawaken this fire, but only in a ring. And we're going to create an energetic portal. And within this ring, when we all choose to step into this ring, it will transport us to this past lifetime that John remembers that he has this fire in his heart so that he can understand the meaning of the fire in the heart. He can do any healing necessary, receive any messages or guidance, and any healing reintegration so that he can come back into this time and space embodied with this fiery, full heart and potentially voice activation power, superpower. And I also set the intention that as we are opening up this portal of fire, we will travel safely, swiftly, cleanly, without any damage to any element or dimension to any of us. It will be a fast transition from one space and time to the other, where we can also travel back swiftly and freely and with ease and without any harm, and that no other beings, energies, and entities can pass through after us. Only those who we invite to be with us today. Okay, so now we are ready to reactivate this portal of fire, which was called a fire ring. They call it a fire ring, not a ring of fire, a fire ring. Okay, thank you. And we're all going to hold hands now. all 6 of us. I'm being told that 6 is also a number that can represent love. Thank you. Okay, so we are all standing round the embers now, and we're going to start moving round the fire, dancing round anti-clockwise, so to the left first. Dancing round until we see that some flames start to ignite in a ring. And noticing that these are not usual flames, they are not like the flames of a bonfire. These are flames imbued with magic. There are hues of blues and greens within the flame to represent our intention of this heart and throat remembrance, healing, and activation. And now that we have activated the fire ring, we're just going to balance and harmonize the energy by circling around it in the opposite direction, dancing and circling with rhythmic steps to the right, round the circle. And now the fire ring looks like this tunnel. It's like a tunnel of light. So the energy is like a light field. It no longer really looks like fire, but it was created from the energetic flames. Now it is like a tunnel, and if you were to look up, it would reach all the way up into the heavens, so almost like a vacuum or a column shape. So now we're stopping. Now that the fire ring portal has been created. And I'm being guided that there's a special superpower with these fire rings, and it says that only those who create each individual fire ring have the power to pass through them and pass back through them. So they hold this ancient power and secret that keeps them safe. Thank you. So we're still all holding hands, myself and John. And then on our either side, Maya with John, Elmara with me, and then Gaia and Maya are holding hands. Gaia, the goddess, and Archangel Michael, and then myself and Archangel Michael. Standing in this circle, and when we're ready, we're going to step through right foot first, and then left foot, stepping inside the fire ring portal, allowing it to transport us to this past lifetime. Swiftly, safely, and cleanly. And we find ourselves, wow, in this past lifetime. And when we get transported through this fire ring, we are automatically outside of it, but the fire ring stays there, and it's safe and it's sovereign. Only we who make it can pass back through to return back into this timeline. So now we're still standing in a circle, holding hands, and I'm just going to give us permission now that we have safely landed into this past lifetime, just to let go of each other's hands. And the guidance that I'm getting straight away is feel your feet on the earth, John. Feel the lands beneath your feet. Feel the earth, John. Feel the lands beneath your feet. And what I noticed straight away when we landed here was the silence. It is that sacred silence that you can only experience in the most rural but magical places in the wilderness. So we are outside and we are in another ancient forest. What I can see around me is mossy green. We're all standing barefoot with the moss squeezing through our toes. So we're not in the exact location of where you are in this past life, John, this past life version of you. I'm starting to get visions of where you are and where you were, but I'm just really being guided for you to feel into the energy of this land. And in the silence of this space, feeling your heartbeat echo like a drum. Maya is telling me that you know this place, John. You know this place. It is your ancestral lands. This is a place in Scotland that you have been to in this lifetime. But as we are experiencing it now here on this journey, it does not look the same now. A lot of the old ancient wisdom and magic and mystery here has been lost or forgotten, disregarded, disrespected. But you know where this is, John. So I'm being guided now for us to travel to where this past parallel life version of you is. I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael if he can assist, because it's a little bit quite far away in the forest. So I'm just going to ask if he can help us to energetically teleport there. Thank you. So he's just saying, can we all hold hands again? Lifting up, and we're shifting through the forest. And we're landing with a bit of space between us. I would say it's between 5 and 10 meters. It's difficult for me to understand perspective in this quantum realm. I don't mean to laugh at this, but I'm just finding it, yeah, it's the magic of this space is really overwhelming. It almost feels like a psychedelic trip, because it's so ancient. It's like everything in the forest is moving and breathing and whispering and holding these ancient secrets. So it's difficult for me to actually navigate sort of a 3D sense of time and distance and space. So we are at this space that I was clearly shown in a third eye vision, but you are now here, this past life version of you, in it. Before I was just shown this space. It is like an opening in the forest, and the energy is gold, and it's glittering and it's bright, And it feels so, so, so sacred here. And right in the center is this tree, and it looks like the tree of life. Those ancient, ancient depictions of trees where the roots at the base of the tree are like fingers, so many hundreds and hundreds of these amazing roots flowing outwards and then digging deeply into the earth. And the trunk of the tree is huge, absolutely massive. And then the branches of the tree go up, and it's so thick and so vast that the whole of the branches and the top of the tree is covering even us at the distance that we're in. So this tree is of great, great magnitude and significance, and I'm being told of ancient wisdom. And you are here, John. And in this past life, I am seeing you actually as a biologically female. So you are a female witch. And it's quite, I don't know why, but it's really interesting and almost amusing because you are dressed in a way that we would kind of view stereotypical witches to be dressed, which is surprising to me. But you are wearing this long black dress and a black hat. It's not a pointy hat, it's a black hat, so all black, and black shoes. And I can see the fire in your heart, but it's almost like it's in a cage. And there's so much sadness. And I'm being told that the silence of the forest is because of grief and grieving. And but this beautiful ancient tree, there's like in the center of the tree this darkness and this decay. Your guide is Maya, is advising that we approach this past version of you. Can feel so much heaviness in my heart. And I'm going to offer us both a few moments of silence to connect into the messages of the wisdom and the understanding of this tree, and also the grief of what's going on in this situation. Ooh. It's me, the one that's crying this time. Oh, okay, so the message that I received was that this ancient tree, which was thousands and thousands of years old, the actual tree itself no longer exists in physical form, in 3D form. However, the energy and the aura of the tree still exists on this land, and also the roots of the tree implanted the wisdom into the earth. And this is a place in Scotland, John, and Maya was telling me that you know where this is, so it is a place that feels very special and sacred and magical to you. Perhaps there are other old and ancient trees, somewhere that you go and you feel this recalling of wisdom and ancestral love. And this tree and this clearing in the forest was the meeting point of these 7 sisters, which was a very, very ancient coven of witches. And the reason why you're dressed in black is not to mock the stereotype of the witch, but it is because this part of you, this part of your soul, is in mourning of the other 6 of these 7 sisters. And this is why the tree is also in mourning. But this tree held this ancient, ancient power and very mysterious magic. It was called the Great Mother Tree at this time. She was seen as a wise being. She was treated as the elder of the forest with utmost respect. She was worshipped. We would come to her for wisdom. And the reason I say we, John, is because I was one of these 7 sisters. And we also had this deep connection with the element of fire. And we literally could breathe fire like dragons. We never ever used this for destruction, but only for power and igniting and passion and ritual and warmth. But we had that dragon flame fire in our heart. And this was a magical superpower that the tree gifted us because we worshipped and took care of the tree, and the tree gave us wisdom about how to protect not only the land and her beings, but also the whole of the earth. She was a wise, wise keeper for Gaia. And she gifted each of us with this superpower. And we were all very connected together in a community, and each of the 7 was of equal stature and equal power. No one possessed more or less, and we all supported and gave and took with each other in this perfect balance of harmony. But unfortunately, because of this power and this fire seed, this dragon seed of light in the heart, because that was gifted to us through this connection and reverence with this goddess mother tree, the great mother tree, We were one by one hunted down by those who feared us because they feared that they couldn't control, they couldn't understand, and they couldn't capture this magic and this fire. They all wanted it. Many of them would see us as beasts, as dragons. But really, we were women. We were women working in harmony and magic with the earth, who had been gifted this superpower of fire in our hearts, which gave us each the same ability to ignite not only love, but courage and bravery amongst all those who walked the earth and the ground around us, and allowing these flames to come out in outward expression, so stopping anything that was stuck or stagnant. It was this moving of energy and this fierceness of truth, but not truth that has an ego, or not truth that has an expectation, just this constant flame and fire of truth that was burning and giving energy not only into the tree but also into the earth and all beings. And sadly, each one of us, other than you, John, were hunted down and killed one by one, and therefore this magic dwindling. And the only way for you to not be caught and to not be killed and to keep this sacred heart, this dragon flame in the heart, was for you to create this energetic cage around it, so to lock away this superpower so that you weren't feared by others and you were no longer seen as a beast or as a dragon or as a threat. But by doing this, you also realize that this imprisoned the truth of who you are, which is a truth bearer, a warrior of fire, one who walks through flames and speaks that truth through embodiment, one that is a speaker for Earth and for Gaia, that is a fierce protector of our Great Mother. Wow, thank you so much. So I'm just going to ask again for a moment, for us to have a moment of silence where we can each connect in and ask the question of how do we best heal this wound and this pain and this sadness and this grief? What is the safest and most supportive and loving and compassionate way to release you and do the most healing on this timeline? And of course, honouring you in your space, John, and whatever it is that you're seeing, feeling, and receiving here. And if you wish to pause this further, please do. But I'm going to share with you the guidance and the messages that I'm receiving, and that is to, first of all, allow yourself to fully feel the weight of this grief and this loss of your 6 sisters, of this sacred 7 sisterhood, of the keepers of the flame, the dragon flame, protectors and spokeswomen of the earth. Allow yourself to grieve them. Really give yourself that time and that grace and that space to grieve for your sisters. And know that none of this was your fault. The fact that you are one who survived this lifetime, and the fact that you are here now doing such strong work, is so important. But honouring and having a moment of deep, deep gratitude and remembering for the sacred sisterhood of 7 sisters of the dragon fire flame in this ancient land in Scotland. And I'm being guided that the only way to safely heal this past lifetime version of you is, because you're stuck in this state of torment and limbo, is to actually remove this the superpower and the flame from your heart and place it into the tree. So you're not removing it from your soul, you're safely placing it away from this version of you in this timeline, so that this part of your soul is safe and no longer feels hunted, and also no longer is living in grief and in fear. And what will happen because of the healing of this timeline, setting this part of you free, so that this female version of you can now continue doing work with the earth, but safely, with this superpower relinquished, so she'll no longer be hunted down and no longer be seen as a beast. So she will still be living on and doing this beautiful work, but that timeline will be put to peace, and the superpower will be put back to its original source from where it came, in the great mother tree. And when you're ready to go back and receive this ancient soul superpower of this fiery heart, being this spokesperson for the earth. And also there's something in this superpower that is going to help you to balance your own inner harmony of divine masculine and feminine. So allowing you to lean on others more for support, allowing you to soften even more so. And the guidance that I'm getting is, you've got so many incredible superpowers from your career in the corporate industry, but also this is going to bring another layer of shaking off, that shell of hardwiring, and really softening into that beautiful divine feminine of knowing that it's okay to let your guard down, and knowing that it's safe to be vulnerable with those you can trust, knowing that it's safe to ask for help and seek advice and counsel again from those you trust, knowing that you don't always have to be the stoic soldier, to use your own words, John, lone wolf, to use my words. You don't always have to be the king archetype. You can also release and relax when the time is right to do so. And this releasing, and when you choose to reactivate this heart fire superpower, is going to bring about that divine balance of the feminine and the masculine. So, as you gave me your permission and you requested me to guide you through this healing, this past life version of you has asked us if we can stand around her in a circle and stand around her and the tree in a circle of protection, because to release this superpower she has to remove the cage around it, so it is going to be fully activated back into its full superpower potency so that she can give it back to the tree. So she asks that we stand around her, holding hands once again, creating this energetic barrier and setting the intention that we block the frequency of this superpower from going beyond the forest so that it doesn't attract unwanted attention. And this past version of you says thank you, and she can do this ritual on her own. And she said that she couldn't do this without you being here to witness it and to know how you can receive and reactivate this superpower now in this timeline, because she is a witch. She understands very, very deeply the power of time travel and how fire can be an amazing portal of transportation and transformation. Interesting. Thank you. So she's now unleashed this flame in her heart. Wow. So powerful. It's like an explosion of bursting open from the heart. And she's got her hands in front of her and it's just levitating. She has this amazing energy superpowers of just levitating this fire from her heart. And you're now placing it into the tree, to that place where there was decay and darkness and rot. She's placing that fire in, and it's like the wounds on the tree mend in an instant. And the tree is lit up with a glow once again. And this version of you, John, she has just asked for a moment for us to stay in a protective circle around the tree and around her, but just allowing your higher self version of you now to step into the circle. And I'm just going to close the circle and connect with Maya. And I'm going to give you a few moments to pass on any words, anything, any action, any kind of communication or interaction that you would like to share with this past life version of you before we say our goodbyes and bring this healing and remembrance to a close. If you're still finding the time to communicate, please do feel free to pause this, John. But I want to share the messages that are coming through from both my guide and your guide about the next stages of the healing. As I mentioned before, this ancient tree no longer exists in the physical sense. But as Maya said, that you know where this place is, your North Star knows where this land is. So you can go when you're ready to retrieve this ancient soul superpower. You can go to this place, to this forest in Scotland, and your heart will guide you, and Maya will guide you to this clearing. And don't worry so much about the exact location, because remembering that this tree ripples into the land. But what is very important is that you find a space where you feel safe to take off your shoes and have your feet connecting directly into the earth. Imagining that these flames and the flames that we saw in the fire ring, flames that are of magic, flames that have blue and green within them, are rising up from the earth into the soles of your feet. And then when you're ready, you can say out loud, I am ready to reclaim, reactivate, and reharmonize the dragon flame superpower within my heart. And I promise that I will be a sovereign spokesperson for Earth, for Gaia, and I will allow the balancing of my inner divine masculine and feminine energies to commence so that I can be a guardian of union consciousness. And it's so funny, I'm seeing you wearing this amazing cape. And it's almost like when you reactivate this superpower, you're going to have this cape around you that is an energetic cape that's a reminder of your dragon wings and your dragon fire and this journey and this quest that you've been on today. And I'm also being guided now that before we leave this land, for us to place a hand on our hearts and give our deep gratitude for this ancient land, these trees, this part of the earth, and the incredible ancient wisdom and magical energy that she holds. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to travel here, and thank you for allowing us to do this healing today. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael to help us to swiftly and safely transport back to the fire ring portal. Thank you. And each of us, all 6 of us, my higher self, John's higher self, Elmara, Maya, Gaia as a goddess, and Archangel Michael, standing in a circle on the outside of the fire ring portal, and just setting the intention that we travel safely, doing no harm to any of us in any dimension or aspect to us as we travel back through this fire ring, back to the original starting point where we created the portal, around the bonfire, in the astral realm of the safe space of the forest. And I also said the intention that once we are safely back and landed, that the portal be closed down permanently so that no other beings, energies, and entities may use it for travel. Only through new portals that are created with loving, kind intention for the greatest good of all. So before we step in, setting the intention that we travel back safely, softly, back into this current, present timeline. And we leave behind no harm or energetic attachments in this sacred space. We leave only love, healing, and blessings behind. So stepping back, right foot first, and then left foot in, stepping into the fire ring portal. And landing back safely in the astral forest. The portal is now gone. All that remains is the ashes of the bonfire. We can release our hands and Maya and Gaia said that they just want to have a moment where they place their hands on both gateways of your heart, so both the front and the back, to assist with the healing of this grief and this sorrow and loss from this lifetime, to help mend any wounds and any darkness or any attachments that may be here. And they just ask that you breathe in this earthly and celestial and high vibrational frequency healing. And it is done. Thank you so much to Gaia for coming forth as a goddess today. So beautiful. Thank you, Maya, for assisting and choosing to connect with me. Thank you, Elmara. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you, John. All aspects and dimensions of you. Thanking my higher self and inviting us now, whenever we're ready, to gently come back into this present moment. And if you are listening to this as a meditation, John, feel free to pause or to switch off now and allow the healing and the integration to take place. What I am going to move into is the card reading for you, which is going to be messages that you can reflect back on if you choose to do so. These are going to be messages from your guides, from your spirit team, and any other beings that you have invited in to assist you with today's healing. And I feel in my heart, connected into your heart and your higher self, that you know and you have the action steps to take forward with this integration and with this healing. But there will be some more that come through with the cards, and then also with the aftercare transmission that I send you. But I feel that because this was such a powerful and deep journey, that a lot of the healing will have taken place there, and also again when you actually receive this in the recording and experience it for yourself. Yeah, thank you for allowing me and opening up for me to experience that with you. So first of all, we're going to honor the dark, the shadow side. So there's 3 of each. And again, interesting that there's 6 cards and you were the 7th sister of 6 as well. That was a tongue twister. So calling upon the witch journey cards. These are more affirmation cards. So please can we have a crystal clear message of guidance, healing or activation that is in most service of John's highest good and activation of this superpower at this time. Just one card, please. Thank you. Wow, okay. This is a very direct message. The skillful witch inspires peace and confidence in those around her, and thus is loved and respected. And now we're going to call upon the Oracle of the Witch. Please, can we have guidance, clearing, healing, or a message to do with the integration of this dragonfire heart superpower from John's past lifetime? One message, please, in service of John's highest good. Crystal clear message, please. Thank you. Ooh, interesting. So the message from the Witch Oracle is crafter and creativity. And it's actually really interesting because in the center of the card is a pentagram, and it just reminds me of the circle of the ritual of power that we created. But the message that I'm getting is you don't have to do that because you already have that energetic signature. But this is a message for when you choose to go and retrieve that superpower, to actually take something physical from that space in the forest and create it into a mystical item or a talisman that represents this reactivation of this dragon heartfire superpower. Okay, thank you. That was a beautiful message. Okay, and the final shadow message is going to be a moon oracle. And also, I'm being guided that this is also representing that interesting message that came through about the real integration of your inner divine feminine, because lunar energies, of course, are feminine energies. Female is often seen as darkness, you know, because the full spectrum of the feminine is the dark and the light. So please, can we have a crystal clear message of guidance or healing or integration for John's highest good at this time from the energies of Miss Luna herself? Just one card, please, so that the message is clear and concise. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the energy, and I'm getting the messages, the energy of this healing is gaining momentum. So whatever it was that called you towards the Awaken the Witch Within masterclass, and now whatever called you towards this one-to-one witch activation, is this energy within you is gaining momentum. So it's building up towards something. So this superpower is actually going to give birth to something amazing. It might be something small or it could be something big in your life, but the energy is gaining momentum. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the lightness. So messages from, first of all, keepers of light. These are ascended master messages. So please, can we get a message, guidance, clearing or healing from John's guides that is most in service of his highest good at this time. Please, a crystal clear message to come through in one card only. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. Okay. This is a very, very, very clear message. Gorgeous masculine figure with that green, beautiful emerald. It's emerald, right? That's green. Emerald glowing heart and a cloak. That is what I saw you wearing when you go and reactivate your superpower. Oh, that's really powerful. And I don't know if you can see in this image because of the blurring on the camera, but he's got this halo, this golden halo of light around him, and out it is shooting light language and light codes. And the message is divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. What did I say? I'm sure I channeled that. Honor your sensitivity and your vulnerability. Retreat to recharge and to heal. Okay, so this is a very clear message about the integration of this particular healing. Your light can support others. Well, we know that already. And now we're going to move on to messages from the angels. So again, please can we have a message to support John's healing, clearing, or integration of this one-to-one witch activation today? One card, please, from John's guides in service of John's highest good at this time. Oh, that's two. One, please. Just one card. One card, because we want this crystal clear guidance today. One card as a message from the angels. Thank you. Okay, this is a double message coming through, John. Emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. There's something about that de-armoring that is going to be so beautiful with the integration of this superpower. Whereas we think of fire as so strong and powerful and perhaps masculine, but also fire is transforming and being brave and transforming ourselves and becoming a different version of ourselves takes a lot of bravery. So yeah, honor your sensitivity. And then this one, honor and respect your deep sensitivity. So I'm being called to guide you that something might come through as a knock-on effect of this healing and this reintegration of this superpower and this remembering of this aspect of your soul. Before you start sharing it, allow yourself to feel it first, really feel into it first, and kind of allow yourself to hold yourself in that level of vulnerability before you share it. Okay. Ooh, thank you. And finally, we've got the Work Your Light Oracle deck. This is more of a sort of a Starseed and Lightworker Oracle deck. So this is going to be a guidance, I feel, about integrating and moving forward with this superpower. Please can we have a crystal clear message of guidance, healing, clearing, activation, or remembrance from John's guides for his highest good and highest timeline right now in the present moment. One card, please, so that the message is crystal clear and easy to understand and communicate. Leap. You go first and the universe will catch you. Quite a feminine card, feminine energy. Full moon there as well. So I'm being guided to tell you that the fact that you booked this session on the eve of a full moon has potent power. And that is why the energy is gaining momentum. So after a full moon is this huge time for like shedding and letting go and starting again. And the momentum is starting to build. So yeah, that was a really powerful and important that you booked it on a full moon. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, cards, and thank you to your guides for bringing those messages through. I'll send you a photo of these just so that you've got a visual reference of the darkness and the light coming through. And I always find it interesting with the cards, especially to reflect back on them like 3-6 months down the line and be like, oh, Chloe was right. My emotional sensitivity is my superpower. Or something like that. I'm not saying that that will happen, just as an example. But sending you so much love. The most important thing at this time is honoring this emotional healing, honoring this healing of this heart, of this grief and sadness and loss, hugging yourself, taking care of yourself, allowing yourself to be vulnerable with yourself first of all, allowing yourself, when you feel ready and if it feels good, to start taking off another layer of external armor. Knowing that you are a spokesperson of the earth and you carry these ancient codes of wisdom from the earth. And I feel that there is much more for you to yet discover and tune into for this. You are connected to that very strong witch bloodline that you and I are both connected to, which doesn't surprise me at all. It kind of explains why I'm so obsessed with fire as well. What else? You've been given the guidance to how to retrieve and reintegrate and embody this superpower when you are ready. And but only do that. Also, the guidance that's coming through is only go and do that when you don't have work after it for a couple of days, so that you can retrieve it and feel it and rest into it. Oh, and also the important thing about taking something, whether even if it's just like a little stick or something or a stone, anything for you from that place when you retrieve the power, taking that natural item and creating it into something that represents the healing of this past lifetime and the reclaiming of the superpower. Honor and respect your sensitivity and leap. Keep leaping, keep trusting in the universe. Okay, well, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm here to support you. I'm going to close down the safe space now. Asking both of us energetically, our higher selves and ourselves, to step out now of the session bubble and protective space that I created for this one-to-one witch activation. Asking our ancestors, all of our guides, Gaia the goddess representation, the energy of the earth as Gaia, source, please come outside of this protective space. Archangel Michael, our guardian angels, and any other beings who we invited in to assist with this journey today, please step out of the bubble, of the safe space of the session, so that it is empty, so that I can clear it and close it down for good. And also, as I am surrounding it by a golden ball of light, a golden bubble of love, and slowly closing it and bringing it down to a small ball in the size of my hands, I set the intention to take away with it any attachments, any heaviness, any wounding, any low vibrational frequencies or entities that no longer serve our highest good or the highest good of all, placing it inside this golden ball of love and of light, and with the assistance of Archangel Michael, please return this to Source, or for it to never return here again. Oh, thank you so much, John. Thank you so much for your bravery and your open-heartedness. Thanking your guide, Maya, and all of your other guides and beings and support who is here with us today. Thanking my guides, my ancestors. Thanking Source. Thanking Gaia. Thanking the goddess Gaia. Thanking Archangel Michael. Thanking you all for supporting us and guiding us on this journey today. And please continue to support John in his healing, his integration, his love, his fiery bravery, his vulnerability, and his expansion. May his integration be powerful, beautiful, blissful, graceful, and everything that he wishes it for it to be, in service of his most greatest good at this time, and for the greatest good of the earth and of all of humanity. Thank you.